A woman can go out with a guy, a high status male. She can have sex with him, which gives her the impression that's her weight class for a relationship, but he's not interested in a relationship. And then she basically decides the bottom 90 are no longer in her weight class. And you can't tell a woman to lower her expectations, but the reality is, and what the data I've seen on dating apps, is that all of the women want the same few guys, and they shut out the rest.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a few things I'll respond to there. So one, going back to the income graph, I want to just call out that yes, right now in a few urban markets, women are making more than men. So women in DC and New York under 30 are making more than men on average, but in most situations, men are still making more than women, but we're talking about a projection. Going back to the dating research. So yes, it's exactly as you described. What we have right now is there's fewer and fewer men that are hypergamous mates for women. So if there's a much smaller pool of guys, then what you have is you have a bunch of women competing for the same men, and then a bunch of guys get ignored. But what I also see is that those top guys are having a hard time deciding. So I feel like in my coaching practice as a dating coach, I'm working with a lot of women who say, what do I do? I've changed my profile the way you said I should. I took your class, but I still feel like there's just not enough great guys. And then I work with these CEO men who are having such a hard time choosing. And so I think we really have this exacerbated problem where so many women are competing for the same men, and then a bunch of guys are getting ignored. And then what ends up happening is, where do those guys go? And they go online. That's what you see.
They go to porn.
They go to porn, or they go to Reddit. They're really going to some of these red-pilled communities. And so what you're seeing now is just men really opting out of society. So when you go back to that stat, 1 in 7 young men in the UK is NEET, not an employment, education, or training. They have just opted out.
NEET. This is an interesting conversation because this falls under the umbrella of a lot of the topics that we talk about as far as red pill dating, and men just have given up a lot of times. And I know a lot of my videos are titled as such, but the factual data that comes about, the statistics, especially in the Western world, and she mentioned the UK, but this is also going on in the US, is the extreme. And a lot of women are complaining, but the fact of the matter is 10 to 20%, 20 on the high end, or on the low end, if you will, are clapping all the cheeks, right? They're getting all the women. And that's just how it is. And women are complaining, but they refuse, as you said, to lower their standards. Hence, on the dating app, setting a certain bar for men. When we're talking about dating apps, but that's not reality on the outside, because you got a lot of dudes who don't make any money, right? Who don't really have much going for themselves, and they're clapping up all the buns. And the women just aren't giving other guys a chance, because that's just how it goes. She's looking for this. And I have these conversations all the time. Trust me, guys. In terms of women saying, hey, they desire this, but it's not really happening, as far as looks being an issue, because guys tend to focus more on looks as far as themselves, thinking that that's what women care about. But women don't give a damn about looks, bro. They don't. Women, there's a very small percentage, and it's probably like sub 2% of women that really care about a man's looks. A woman cares about how you make them feel. But the fact that so many guys are either non-select, right, or choose to be non-select, or choose to not be motivated to even approach a woman because of the games that are played. The men out there who have either qualified themselves, who are ultra wealthy, and rightfully so, should be getting all the women, because they have established that. And some of them, I get it, JR, you'd be like, JR, well, these guys were born into wealth, these guys are this. Those guys don't really have to work on themselves, because they've already done the work a lot of times, or their family has done the work for them. So sometimes you have to build yourself up to get to this point. And maybe we can say, yeah, women should lower their standards, because on the flip side of this, a lot of these women will end up alone because they're waiting on a fantasy. They're waiting on some guy to knock on their door, whether it be Drake, Justin Bieber, or Chris Brown, to knock on their door just to choose them, or just to clap their cheeks, just for memory's sake, and for them to hold on to that time, or compare you to that one time that they were on their knees giving Chris Brown a facial, for lack of better terms. And it's never going to happen. That's just a one-time experience. So women tend to think that they have to settle for anything outside of these guys. And it has really messed up the dating market. You have conversations with a lot of these women, bro. A lot of these women, it's almost like talking to someone with a mental illness. Trust me, I know. Just listening to them and the way they speak and the guys that they think that they deserve and what a woman is saying what she won't do. Man, I understand why guys feel the way they feel and that they leave women to their own devices and what it is that they desire, because you feel like you're losing brain cells after a while talking to these women, where you're just listening to the things she say and what she thinks that she is entitled to. A lot of women are pretentious, and a lot of men have to do. You got tricks out there that contribute to a lot of this. So we think a lot of times we wish that things would go back to the way they were, where hard times will change. Even government assistance, hard times, even the industry of OF and social media. A man's worth in the West isn't really that much to women. They look at men now as just a bona fide trick, or a guy is just disposable. Women have so many options, or as a guy said in the comments one time, one of my subscribers, opportunities. That opportunities to get your cheeks clapped, opportunities to make money by tricking, opportunities by just selling your body, if you will, because you're a woman. And they can say that's one of the beauties of being a woman in the West, but I think that it's getting to the point where women are morphing their bodies, getting surgeries, doing these things, and the vanity is at an all-time high. Right? The vanity is at an all-time high. That attention is never going to change. I believe a woman is vain by nature. And it's nothing to be sad about, guys. Only you can make you happy. Being with a woman isn't going to make you happy. It's going to cause problems a lot of times for you guys. So, like the woman who likes you. You sitting here like going crazy trying to do different stuff for a woman that looks at you as nothing more than a number, or some guy that wants to get with her. So life is just be great, man. Be great on your own. Enjoy your own time, man. Have fun. That's what I have to say. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next videos. It's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm the best. Let's run it up to 1 million. Quit playing with me. Peace.